Hey, it's Sammy for another episode of the IdOMUSIC podcast, and our goal and our mission is to empower and educate musicians and artists worldwide. And on today's episode, we sat down with producer Key Wane discussing how he balanced producing and attending Tennessee State University, running into Meek in Times Square, and his reaction to being nominated for a Grammy. Hey, it's Sammy for another episode of the IdOMUSIC podcast, and I'm sitting down with super producer, Grammy Award winning Key Wane.
Hey, what's up? I wouldn't say Grammy Award winning. I ain't won one yet.
You didn't win for... That's a lie?
I don't know. It's just...
For Beyonce?
Yeah, it was nominated.
It was nominated.
Yeah.
It says a award winning on the internet.
I never knew.
Yeah, unless I was just asleep. Because I definitely was like, oh, that's fire. I didn't know Beyonce won.
Oh, no.
No, okay, so nominated.
She won, but I think it was like Best Visual Studio.
It said Album of the Year in 2015 for Beyonce.
Oh, I never knew.
Really?
No, I thought it was just nominated.
You should probably know better than me, so I'm gonna let it be that. But I mean, hey, the fact that you've been nominated for several Grammys, not just for Beyonce, is amazing.
That's all God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about your first big break and what that is and how that came about for you.
I was in school. I think it was near my senior year. I went to Tennessee State University.
Yes. And
right before, summer school and then my last semester, I didn't really have nothing going. It's nothing wrong with having a job, but I didn't really want to get a job. So I randomly went out to New York to meet with some friends, and I had to go to school a couple days later. So while I was out there, trying to network and promote whatever I had going on, I ran into Meek Mill in Times Square, and that turned into Amen. And that was my first big single, somewhat.
Yeah, tell us about that record though. I know it was a pretty big thing. It was a little controversial. Did you know that it was gonna be like that?
Oh no.
At the time?
No. I just know he was just asking for the beat after I played it for him, and it came out. I mean, I was happy it came out. Right before, I finished school, and then that turned into a whole bunch of other cool stuff. But I didn't really pay attention too much of the controversial side of that song. It was just a good feeling song,
Yeah, for sure. So you mentioned that you went to Tennessee State.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a few friends who went to school while you're there. And I'm wondering for you, why was college important? Because I know, and we'll get into your upbringing, but you started at 12 with the music thing. It's not new. It wasn't in college I started producing, right?
Yeah.
So what, who or what urged you to really go to college? Why was that important for you?
Mom, because she wanted to see one of her sons graduate. So I was like, let me do this for her. 2, I just thought it would feel good to have a degree. You know?
What did you major in?
I was in the music department, so I was a music major, and then I went to sociology.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know.
So, I mean, how did that aid you in your role or your journey as a producer though, or if it did, how do you think that helped you just being in college, experiencing, meeting people?
Being at TSU, it taught you a lot, the struggle, because I didn't really have a lot of money in school, so I had to figure out,
right.
And
most college kids.
Yeah, and I'm not at home where my mom can help me. I'm on my own somewhat to an extent. So,
What were you doing to make money? Because you said you didn't want to regular
I was
job.
selling little beats. The same thing I was doing in my basement when I was in middle school. I turned my dorm into a little studio.
Oh, dope.
Because my dorm mate, I think he just dropped out randomly. So
you had the whole thing to yourself?
Yeah, I cleared it all out. I put the mattress up for a fake booth. Had a little mic stand. It was cool.
That's dope.
So
you had people coming through?
And buy studio hours and buy beats.
Really? Yeah. You had a whole shebang.
Something like that.
That's fire. So, I mean, how did you balance producing and being a student? Were you a good student?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You went to class?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. I know your mama gonna watch this. You better have went to class.
I had to balance out just sleep and just everyday stuff. So I probably do my homework in the morning. So it'd be a 10-page paper. Somehow I would write 10 pages in a couple hours.
We make it happen.
Have to.
We make it happen.
And then I would just try to figure out when to sleep. So I probably sleep 2-3 hours a day and just be up doing school stuff and music stuff.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
You think the sacrifices were worth it?
Oh, definitely. I wouldn't change not one thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know we say like, or we see producers like Take Keith. That was a big thing when
Oh
he
yeah,
graduated
yeah.
from college, who also has number one
Yeah.
records and things like
He
that.
go
So
to
we know
middle.
it's possible.
He went to school in Middle Tennessee State. It's like close,
Yeah,
somewhat close, like an hour or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you were also in Nashville. There was a lot of music things
Yeah,
happening.
mainly like country, but Nashville music scene is pretty cool too. It's a lot of good people out there and producers as well.
Word. So growing up in Detroit, I know you mentioned in a past interview that I watched that people instantly recognize that you're from Detroit, which I felt like when I saw you. I mean, you got the Cartier frames on. Like, I feel like that for a lot of my friends from Detroit who are actually born and raised in the city.
Yeah.
Why is that, though? What is the energy like there? I've never been.
Detroit is just a great place. I miss Detroit. I haven't been there in like a couple months.
Where do you live?
I live here.
You live in Atlanta?
I just moved here like a couple
welcome.
months ago. Thank you.
Welcome.
Still getting used to it. But
Yeah.
my mom had moved to Florida because she's a professor at FAMU.
Oh, wait.
So like I miss home so much. I was so like upset when she sold the house. It's just it's probably I feel like it's one of the best cities, man. You can learn a lot musically. It's like unexplainable. It's like really one of the best places I love to go to a lot.
Coney Island.
Ooh.
Tell me about that.
You ever had any?
I don't even.
You got to go to the right Coney Island. Every Coney Island ain't the same.
Why?
Because chefs may cook it a little different.
Yeah. Which one you suggest I go
to? There's one called El George's. It's on the west side.
Tell people what Coney Island like for people. I mean, I did a little research.
It's a wide variety of just really good food you want to eat like in the middle of the night or during the day. It's really good to me though.
Yeah.
I eat Sweetwater Tavern a lot in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a wing spot. It's like one of my favorites. Everybody loves it.
My homie asked me to mention Coney Island. That's why I asked.
Coney Island is good.
Coney Island food. Okay, so let me ask you, just like growing up in Detroit, how did you? I mean, it's obviously embedded in the city. We know some great things and musically came out of Detroit early on. So how did you discover your love for music though? What was like that first moment you're like, I can't live without it?
This is when my mama bought me a keyboard from the JCPenney catalog for Christmas when I was like in the 8th grade.
That's a real mom right there. Moms be making a way. JCPenney.
Yeah, they had them little $100 things.
I already know. I had one.
Yeah, so they had like drums patterns on it and stuff. And I started taking piano lessons when I was like in the 8th, 9th grade. So I would take what I would learn from them piano lessons and just like add it to like the drum loops I would make. And then I was just like, oh, I could do this like every day. And I just started doing it every day ever since then.
And that was just off of what was in your mind creatively. You did you draw inspiration from anybody or anything?
I'd probably say like Jay Dilla. He's a legendary, rest in peace his soul, legendary producer from Detroit. What inspired my mama, because, she was doing a lot for me on her own somewhat to an extent. So just seeing her work hard just kind of like told me like you could do the same thing, just work hard.
You're super young to have accomplished so much, in my opinion. Like,
For real?
Yeah.
I might be 29 next Friday.
I know, July
12th.
12th. Everything on the internet is wrong about you. We need to change these things. Okay, well, July 12th, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But happy early birthday to
Thank you.
At this point, it would have been your birthday. But I think that's cool, though, that because 29 is still young, and you started so young. I mean, like really producing and like making music. But I'm sure you've seen and learned a lot through the process, right?
Yeah.
Even on the business side, I wonder, like, do you feel like you still need to like prove yourself, or early on having to prove yourself with like making records and breaking into the industry?
I never really
sought out to do that.
No, I always just made beats. It was really just something to do like as a hobby every day. Like I didn't really do much growing up. I just made beats and just hung out with friends from time to time.
Gotcha.
But like, I'm not here to, like look down on people or say I'm better than this person when we all have been gifted from God with, similar gifts. I'm not using my gift to like defeat you. I want to just like motivate and inspire kids a lot. Like I be out, people be like, damn, man, you helped me make this beat I made last night. Can I send it to you? Yeah, send it to me. But I'm not really here for like all of that. I just want to make good music, inspire and motivate people, and take care of my family.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Like I said, you seem super reserved, unlike your music, which is really big sounds and
Thank
like
you.
fills the room.
Yeah.
How do you express yourself through music? Like, how would you say, in contrast to who you are naturally or who you project to the world versus like your music? Because it's you got like really big records. I don't know if people know who are listening. They should. They're probably Googling right now. Like, who's this man? Big Sean, Jasmine Sullivan, Beyonce, Drake. The list goes on. Yeah. So how do you feel like you're able to express yourself? I mean,
I think like I don't know. We all have moments, moods, emotions, and all that. I don't know, man. I just like something. I just feel something. I just get up and go. Like I woke up the other night. I heard something in the back of my head, and I just made it into a song. And that song probably is about to end up to be something. I don't know, but.
And you write too.
Yeah.
You're a songwriter and a producer.
Yeah.
So when you got up in the middle of the night, you just had an itch, just like you had to get it out.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this sleep. I'm not about to.
What time was it?
This was probably like 1, 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
You just had to get it out.
Yeah, had to.
So how do you go about like sending off? I mean, I named a couple people who were, I'm sure you were you in the studio with Beyonce?
No, I was in school.
You were in school when that happened?
Yeah.
So you're sending things off, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Like,
how do you go about doing that?
Well, that was when I was like in class and I had to really be in certain classes. Most of my teachers had let me leave for like a week, which was cool. I just had to do all the work and give it to them. But how that usually would work, I was about to graduate like within 2 years. So the only thing I could do was email them. So if I met them or they hit me up through like, Twitter or Instagram, like way back then, we would just lock in and we would just, like me and Jeremiah was working on the song one day while I was in school doing like a midterm. So I had to walk in and out.
Really?
Yeah.
They probably thought you were cheating on the exam.
No. But
that's cool that your professors were understanding though.
Yeah, they were really cool with it because, I showed them actual like proof of like what was going on and they were just like, yeah, you could leave. Just make sure you do the work.
Right.
One of my teachers wasn't with it though.
Why? Hating,
man.
That's how it be.
But it's cool. God bless his soul.
God bless his soul. Why he just wouldn't let you like leave?
And he just wasn't like understanding about it either.
Yeah.
Out of all my 7 teachers, he was the only one.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. So, I mean, are you a hands-on producer though? I mean, especially being a part of the creative process as a songwriter?
Yeah. Like me and Sean would go to the studio and crank something out. We've been doing that for like years.
Yeah, you went to high school with him.
Yeah.
So were y'all like close friends then? Or?
I was the younger person.
Oh, got you.
So, my mom was strict on curfews and shit, and my brother and all them would just like hang out all late. Couldn't really hang because I was a little nigga. But he would come over to my house and listen to beats a lot.
Yeah. So that relationship just kind of continued to flourish. All right. So I'm actually a really, really, I'm a huge Big Sean fan, but also I really love Dark Sky Paradise. That's probably one of my favorite albums. I know you have 3 records on there that you produced. Yeah.
Something like that. Four or something like that, I think.
You don't even know. You just be putting them out.
I think there's like Deep, Play No Games. I co-produced I Don't Fuck With You. I Know.
I Know is my favorite.
That's Mustard. We worked on that together.
Yeah, I saw Mustard's on that. That's my favorite song on that project.
Yeah.
I have listened to that a number of times. There's a lot of energy there. How did that album come about? Can you like recall any vivid memories from like just piecing that together?
This was like, I believe when like Sean got one of his old cribs and he was like building the studio in it so we could just stay there instead of like paying for studio time and all that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how it started with like the song we did called Fourth Quarter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think he put out like a bundle or something on SoundCloud. He put out 4 songs out, which was like I Don't Fuck With You, the joint with Mike Will, Paradise, Fourth Quarter, and I forgot the other song. But I don't know, I just stayed out there with him for like a couple months and we just worked on music. Everybody, me, him, Amir, Zeno, Greg, Lawrence, like everybody. It was like cool. Everybody was just there just working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So let me ask you how you would describe your sound if you had to. Why do people come to Key Wane for production or songwriting?
I don't know. I think my sound is like soulful. And why do people come to me for beats?
Yeah, like why
I
do you
guess they
think
like
come?
them. I guess they're cool. I guess they like where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you think at this point it's like your name? You don't know.
I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just think it's like God setting up plays. You know, I woke up the other day to some crazy. I didn't even know that the Cardi B press record was going to come out. So when that came out, I was like, oh, is this guy just working? So
they don't really, in terms of like labels and stuff, they don't really give y'all a heads up on these things are happening, because I see a lot of times you're like, well, I didn't know that was happening.
Sometimes, I mean, I may know, and then sometimes I may not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Beyonce album, I didn't know. I found that out the day of.
Wow.
It was cool though, because I was like excited because I didn't know I was gonna be on it.
Yeah, that is really exciting.
Yeah,
that feeling.
Cool.
How did it feel to be, nominated for a Grammy?
That was cool too.
How did you react when you heard the news?
That was like the first time I ever got nominated, and I was just like, oh shit, all right, I'm going. I have to. So they gave me like 2 free tickets, and I went, and it was cool. Like it was my first time ever being there, so I walked past the red carpet because I had red carpet passes, but I walked totally past it. I was like, wait, I was supposed to walk that way. So
just take some pictures. You went back?
And I was, and then I turned around and the big old security guard guy was like, yeah, you can't come back this way. You got to go that way. So I missed out on it the first time. But the second time I didn't.
You made sure.
I brought my mom with me that time.
Yes.
And that was for like Let It Burn when I got nominated for Best R&B. So my mom was like really like excited. She was walking all slow. And I was like, Mom, come on. They like, come on, come on. She was like soaking it all in. She said that was one of the best days of her life.
That's exciting.
That's pretty cool.
She's so proud of you. You think?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd the name Key Wane come from?
Back in the day, like when I was like 18, 17, I would go around to studios and I hung out with the guy I used to make beats with back in the day. And I used to always like play, the piano on people's beats. I would co-produce a lot back in the day. And people would be like, oh man, we need some keys. Come here, Wayne. And then they just kept saying that. And then it just became like, hey, yo, Key Wane. Key Wane, come here. But I just be cool with Dwayne though,
Yeah, you introduced yourself to me as Dwayne, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. So do you play any other instruments besides piano?
No, but I do want to play the drums though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, in terms of a producer, the foundation is both there in the keys and drums.
Yeah. I thought about playing the guitar at one point, but it just seems too difficult with the hand placement.
I think if you can play piano, personally, like...
I'm still learning too.
Of course. Yeah. That's a never-ending learning process. But I think if you can play the piano, though, you can definitely play any other instrument.
For real?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So signing your deal, let's talk about signing a deal.
That was cool too, because...
why was that important for you, though, as a producer-songwriter?
It was like, once Amen came out, I was like, okay, cool. And then after that, I just started getting like phone calls from a bunch of publishing companies. It was crazy. And
you hadn't secured anything prior to that?
No, Amen came out, it was just like me at the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool. But
so before you get to that, how were you? I know you said you met Meek in the middle of Times Square, but like, how are you meeting other people to even get your music out to these people, like a Beyonce?
Well,
or whoever?
That's like a big shout to one, TSU, because I worked at the radio station. So when artists would come in, I would meet them and I would, get their contact.
Right.
I let them know what I worked on, and I would send them beats and they would pick from them. So
wow.
Big thank you to TSU for that. The Beyonce thing happened because one of my good friends, Ricky Anderson, he does like A&R type work for albums. He hit me up and was like, yo, you in LA? And I was like, yeah. He's like, come over to the crib, play some beats, man. I'm working on a few projects. So I spent I ain't had no money at that time, man. Them Ubers out in LA.
Very expensive, yes.
But I made it out there, played him some beats. He's like, yo, play me something that you think will fit for Beyonce album. So I'm like, all right. So I played him a folder I had, and it had Partition and Mine in there at the time. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, yo, let me take this Partition one, and I'm gonna play it for Beyonce like next week or something like that. And I was like, cool. And then he did, and then they hit me up and was like, we want to use the song.
That's crazy.
And
That's a big record.
Yeah. And then the Mind record came about, like the piano beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That was like something me and Drake was working on at one point, and then it ended up in her hands. And then he hit me up. It was like, I think this is going to be a good look for the both of us. Congratulations. And then it came out on the album like 2 weeks later.
Sheesh.
It's crazy.
Sheesh.
But I never like met her. She invited me to her concert in Nashville,
mm-hmm.
which was crazy because I never seen someone fly like across a whole court to the other side of the court.
Seeing a Beyonce concert would change your life.
I was
for
like,
sure.
whoa, whoa. And then like she came over to like the middle where like, I don't know what you call it, but I saw her.
You saw her?
Yeah, it was very queen-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll never forget.
Yeah, no.
So why was signing that deal after Meek important for you in your career? Like,
It was cool.
How did that help you?
It was just cool because I was able to get like just extra help because I realized you can't do everything by yourself. It's like impossible. It's not impossible, but it's no fun in it. And you definitely, you can use help when you need it.
Yeah.
So when Warner called, I met a guy named Ryan Press. He was like really like, and Ryan Press is a really good dude.
Mm-hmm.
He, he was just talking like you should come over to Warner. And then my friend Sean, he got a publishing too. And out of everybody that was offering me publishing deals, the only thing that I really rocked with was the deal I was getting with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
It was like really good. So I did that, and it was just great to have like help. Like I can't reach out to a lot of people on my own sometimes. It's good to like
have some support,
some type of support.
So but you still reach out to people yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think too, for the producer or the songwriter, it's important that you're able to focus on the creativity, the creative part of it.
But I'm not like a lazy nigga. I still get up and try to meet whoever I gotta meet or get music on, whoever I gotta get music to.
Right.
So it's like I definitely do appreciate all the help that I get, but I definitely can like do a lot of things too.
I think that attribute also comes from Detroit people in general, like y'all
they
are natural born hustlers.
Yeah.
What is that? Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's more so like we know what we want, and what we want, we are definitely going to get it.
Yeah. Have you worked with anybody else coming out of Detroit?
Yeah. GT, Vezo, Icewear Vezo,
mm-hmm.
Payroll, a lot of people. Molly Brazy. Yeah. More people I'm trying to remember right now. Oberolin, he lives out here now. So you heard of Oberolin? He's really good.
Actually, I think I did hear that name. That's how do you spell it?
OBA space.
No.
Okay,
no.
He's really good. He's really good.
And he's from Detroit.
Yeah, he lives out here now. But just like a lot of people.
Why'd you move to Atlanta?
Well, I was in Nashville once I graduated. I stayed there for like 6 years.
Really?
I was so fucking boring.
Why'd you stay in Nashville?
I was just like really bored.
Why'd you stay in Nashville?
Many reasons.
Okay.
But
we're not gonna talk about it?
Nah.
Okay.
I got called to come out here to do some sessions for the Cardi B. She had some sessions here.
Got you.
Not here, it was at Mean Street.
Yeah.
So Atlanta ain't nothing but like 3.5 hours from where I stay. So I would get here like really quick. I get like an hour and 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just go to the studio. I know you're like, how?
You just said 3 hours.
I cut it in half. I had I'll be like speeding. I'll be driving like.
I just made that drive. My friend goes to Meharry for dental school. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
It's not.
It's like 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
It definitely didn't take me an hour and 45 minutes though.
I was
doing
rushing. I was
something.
just going, and the freeways was open. But I get here, I do the sessions, and everything was cool. I was meeting people. I was getting more done that week. I was there more than like a couple years out in Nashville. So,
got you. So it just made sense.
Yeah, kept going back and forth, and then I was like, I might as well just move here, and I moved here.
Yeah. Well, welcome. So after, we talked a little bit about how you reacted from getting the news of, being nominated for a Grammy early on, but after getting these accolades early in your career, do you feel like, or has it been difficult for you to set new goals for yourself, or you still? I mean, you haven't gotten the Grammy yet, according to.
I mean, it's more goals I want to achieve. I definitely want to teach at a university.
Really?
Yeah, TSU told me I could come back. I just got to finish one class before I could teach.
What class?
That class that teacher.
That guy?
Yeah.
That was hating on you?
Yeah. You couldn't even curve my grade at all, no matter how close I got to a C.
Wow.
He would just keep it at 69. And you can't pass out the class unless you have at least a C.
So you got to take that class over?
Yeah.
What class was it?
Theory 3.
Sounds difficult.
Oh, fuck. Nightmares.
So are you like a big thinker? You said you majored in...
Yeah. I don't overthink, though. That could fuck you up.
That's good.
Overthinking about things that haven't been seen can really, like, distract you, you know?
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I think a lot.
So how do you continue to evolve, like, your sound? Or do you feel like, I mean, I know you said very soulful. Soulful is classic to me, and a lot of your records do seem very timeless. Like, I can listen to them over and over again, as I just told you I listened to Dark Sky Paradise, those records over and over. So, but do you continue to evolve? Obviously,
oh, yeah. My sound has just been changing. Like, some of the new stuff y'all going to hear, you can definitely tell the difference. It's like all sounds totally different. Yeah, man, that's the only thing you can do is fucking evolve. I'd rather evolve than repeat, you know? So, yeah, every day I try to figure out how to chop samples better, how to, like, mix better, make stuff sound just better.
Yeah.
You know, watching hella movies, getting ideas. Well, I've been doing that since I was a kid, though.
What's your favorite movie?
Child's Play. The new one and the old one. Did you see the new one?
I haven't seen the new one.
You should see it. It's fucking crazy.
It's fire.
It's fucking crazy. I saw it twice that weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you obviously, it's your favorite movie. So.
Hell yeah.
But you know, like, remakes are always interesting. So I'm never really certain if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah, I like to do that a lot. Watch, like, horror movies. That's my shit.
So are you going to get into film? I mean, you in Atlanta?
I want to.
Yeah. Like scoring?
Hell yeah. Oh, and writing, too.
Dope.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
For sure.
We'll talk. No, but I'm curious to know, like, how you like your work environment, because, I mean, the type of person that I'm learning, like, more of who you are and your personality, your spirit, I think that, and then you mentioned, too, that you used to do a lot of collaborations, so I'm assuming you don't do that as much anymore. You still do? Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you enjoy your environment to be when you're working? Is there a certain mood? Is there a certain thing that you just need, certain necessities in terms of gear, software?
No, I just, during most sessions, it'll be like a few producers and instrumentalists in the room. Mm-hmm. I'll probably, like, play a sample and then have them play along with it. Or, like, Amir, he's a very good keyboardist on Dying Life, Shine's label, and I could tell him, like, a melody, and he'll replay it out. Which is
just by
like
ear,
right there.
Wow,
and he's really good. And then it'll be other people in the room. They'll start adding to it. Then I'll add to it. Collaborative. Said it right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Processes are, like, the best part. You know, it's okay doing a song by yourself, but when you do it with, like, you know, different ideas of people in the room, the song could turn out, like, totally different and better.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think is the most important thing, though, in terms of making the beat? Because I feel like, you know, I often talk to producers that, you know, leave some room or have it be, and I don't know, like, the technical terms, but make it full.
I would tell most people that I would co-produce with, just send me 2 versions. Send me one without the drums and one without the melody.
Gotcha.
So we can, like, build around that.
Gotcha.
But that's not really the case all the time. I could just ask for, like, a certain sound, you know? So it really varies.
Or is there any software gear that you tend to use?
Yeah, Reason. Propeller Head, they're, like, a really good company. I've been using it since I started, like, making beats. I used to use Fruity Loops. I think that's what it's called.
FL Loop.
Yeah.
I mean, FL.
Something like
Studio.
that. And it's cool, but it was just, like, I didn't have the right equipment to use it. I was, like, using the demo version back in, like, 2000 and, what, 2?
Yeah.
So, because I ain't had no money to get it.
Right.
So, my homie, Mike Posner, he had, like, a version of it that everybody in the studio would use. So I just like took it and loaded it and just started using
He from
it.
Detroit?
Mike Posner is from Detroit, I think, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I have a lot of that on my old computer.
Oh, for real?
A lot of his music, yes.
Mike Posner's dope. He's cool.
So, I mean, talk about the importance of investing in yourself, though. I mean, obviously, back then you didn't have the funds to do so, or just, you know, you had to be a little innovative. But now, I'm sure, you know, you got a few checks.
Yeah.
You got a few checks rolling in and some residuals, maybe.
Thanks to my Jesus Christ.
Amen.
But, like, I don't really have, like, a super, like, complicated setup. It's really just my computer, a keyboard, 2 monitors, and just probably another keyboard. Is it? Because I have a whole bunch of sounds saved to my hard drive. So
Got you.
I use those.
Got you.
So that kind of takes care of it.
So what people don't see is the struggle that we were just talking about, getting to this position that you're in now as Key Wane, a well sought after producer. But can you speak to a memorable time where you had to maybe jump over a hurdle, maybe one of which you initially was like, I don't really want to do this, or you questioned whether it was worth it even?
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
Can we think of one maybe in particular that you like to share?
Something that I say I won't ever do again.
Sure, but I mean, I was more so asking. Look, I'm like, whatever you want to share. No, but I was more so asking, like, because I know personally I've struggled my whole life, so there are key moments though where it's like, okay, is this hurdle worth me jumping over to continue pursuing this dream?
Well, I could say, all right, that story I was telling you about how I met Meek.
Yeah.
All right, so, the story is, though, there was a guy who was on tour with some folks, like in the summertime. He was like, yo, you could come out here. We got enough space on the tour bus. I didn't really, it didn't sound good.
Right.
So I was like, So at the time, my ex was like, you should just go. I'm just like, man, I'm not about to get out there and there's nothing, like I'm gonna be stranded and type shit. I ain't really had no money on me like that. You know, I'm going into my like senior year somewhat.
Yeah.
Or junior year, I can't remember. So I get out there and I'm like, where y'all at? And they're like, yo, we at the Marriott. So I'm at the Greyhound station. I only got like $100 to my name. This sucks. And then I'm like trying to figure out where the Marriott is at. It's like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know, but somehow I'm walking past one and I'm like, oh, damn, I think them the buses. And they're like, no, we in New Jersey.
No way.
So I'm like, damn, I'm stranded, really. All I got is like my bags and stuff. And it's hot, so I'm sweating. And I had a sweater on. I'm just like no, you know? And then I'm like, man, I at least gotta take a shower. So I like snuck into the like the Westin, the W or whatever. And I'm like 19 at this point.
Yeah.
I'm 29, so it's a long time ago. But I'm like, yo, I left my phone in my room. Can I go upstairs? So they're like, yeah, what floor? I didn't know what. I'm like, how 7.
Yeah.
Because 7 could have been like the pool room or some shit.
Right.
Like you have a room in the pool room, but it was like, okay, we'll let you up. So they had this big buff ass security guard nigga let me through. And then I go up the escalator. I'm just trying to find a bathroom. And then like I took like a low key shower in like the bathroom. It was like some pursuit of happiness shit.
Nah, for real.
For real. And then I like put clothes on. I'm feeling like better. So somehow I think I don't know if it was a bus or a train. I don't know what I took. But to get to New Jersey wasn't that much. So I get there.
The train, probably the train to New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. So I'm like, cool.
Express train.
So I'm like exhausted as fuck. I'm tired. So I get to New Jersey. I see the tour bus. So I'm looking for the guy who was like,
who connected you?
Yeah. So he's there. But the guy who was over the tour bus and not him was like, oh, there's no space on here.
Yikes.
I'm like, damn, all I got is like 50 on me.
Right, at this point.
I'm stranded. I ain't know nobody out there. So I was like pissed because I really wanted to go out there and just like spread some beats around, hopefully get a placement before I graduated. I was using that as a way to just like network and just get some work done, you know? And then I had to go home. Nothing happened. But I was like praying. I was like, Lord, come on, man, come through. And like while I'm walking to the Greyhound station, I'm just like, man, I hope something just changed real quick. And then that's when Amen came out. So yeah, that was something that was like a real breaking
That's
moment.
when you met me.
Yeah.
In Times Square.
Yeah,
Times Square.
right after all that Pursuit of Happiness shit happened.
You knew who he was, like, off the bat. You just seen him,
Somebody introduced me to him. He ran a blog. Forgot his name. He's real good dude. But he used to run a blog called Hip Hop at Lunch. And I guess he interviewed Meek Mill like a week before he saw me. And he was like, yo, you know that guy behind you? And I looked. It's like a bunch of niggas like on the corner. I was like, no, I don't know who the nigga is. And then he walked me over to him and he introduced us and then we connected and then we made some songs.
So like if I
would have never went, I probably
never...
wouldn't even be sitting in front of you right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you said, and the testament to your faith.
Yeah. I didn't give up. I was just like, I know something's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And that's when everything like ridiculously changed.
That's inspiring. That's a great story.
Thank you.
For sure. So what would you say your favorite record is to date? Like something that you worked on and you're just like, I just really, really... I mean, obviously Amen was pivotal in your career, but something that you worked on, you're like, I just really love that record so much.
I would say... it's not really just one, though.
Of course, but we can talk about like maybe three. Sure. And why they're your favorite record. I
would say All Me, one of them, because I had the sample for a long time and I couldn't really like chop it. I didn't know. I sat on it for like 2 years. And then one day I figured out how to, use it randomly. I was in a session with Sean, but he was working on something else. I was in the room working on something else. And I started like making the beat for it. And I remember like I texted, I emailed it to Drake, and then he hit me up like a couple hours later, like saying like, yeah, me and 2 Chainz going crazy on this, all that stuff. And then I hit up Shine about it. And I was like, you should get on this song. And then they all got on the song.
Boom.
And then that shit was sweet. But the reason why I like it is how I use the sample, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how I use my hi-hats and the transition from the verse to the hook, the beat. Yeah, and I just like cool that I got to do a song with like just more people.
Yeah.
That are like cool, nothing negative with them. All these people are like really good people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other song would be Let It Burn for Jasmine Sullivan. That was cool.
Jasmine Sullivan.
She's a good soul. She has a very good soul.
Were you with her in the studio for that?
And that session was cool. I went out to New York for like a week. It was when we was working on Reality Show. That's her album, Reality Show.
You worked on the album with her?
Okay. Like Mascara, Silver Lining.
Wow.
Dumb.
I didn't catch that.
Let It Burn.
No, I like, she's one of my favorite vocalists for sure.
Yeah, she's like, she did the Let It Burn session, just like, she hopped in, like Salam Remy, shout out to Salam Remy, he was there. And she heard the beat and Salam was like, you should get in the booth and like do like a reference. And she literally went in there and like did it in like 2 takes.
Wow.
No auto-tune, nothing, just raw vocals.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. Definitely Grammy nominated, but deserving of a Grammy for sure.
And then the third, I would say, would be the 4th quarter record I did for Sean. It didn't release on streaming. We just threw it out. It's pretty cool because I like transitioned from one beat to another. So yeah, that was kind of cool.
Talk about sampling though, in terms of like what it takes to really not only just cut it, but like clear and what I mean, because you don't steer away from sampling
Yeah.
at all. So I know you've dealt with a lot of.
I mean, I do original stuff, but
Yeah.
I like sampling though. But it's like I be hearing about some of the stuff, like when people be telling me like, yeah, is there a sample in it? I automatically think like they're not gonna want to use the song no more.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just be like, damn.
Yeah.
But there's people that replay these things, so it won't be as harsh. How do people get around it? I guess you gotta, I don't know, have somebody that is good with clearances.
Yeah. But that goes through your publishing and stuff, or like through.
But usually the songs I produce for people, I don't really technically worry about that. There's always somebody that is like specializes in like clearances and like relationships with people. But
absolutely.
There's a song, I ain't gonna say the song, but that shit, interpolating a song, man, that shit ate so much of the fucking publishing.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of, I wasn't mad because I was just happy like the music was out and people was fucking with it and it was like, you know, shit was, you know, good for the time and the culture and all that. But for them niggas to take all of that, I feel like sometimes like it shouldn't be like that. They take like 90%, take the whole song.
Sheesh. That's a lot.
Yeah. I feel like it should be like...
But how would you feel if you on the other end? Like you know, sitting
I technically wouldn't care.
Okay.
Because people be doing that to, like, I be going on SoundCloud, I be hearing like remixes and songs and stuff. I don't really mind. I never did. Yeah. I won't be the guy that's like, I need 75%.
Right.
In a quadrillion dollars. No, bro.
I feel it.
No.
So, you spoke a lot about your relationships with, you know, just different people you ran into, from A&Rs to bloggers to, you know, your friends from high school who've gone on to do great things as well in college. How have those relationships you spoke about early on just been a significant factor in your career, like, you know, or your success as a producer and songwriter? How would you say?
Meeting these people is cool. It's like when I went to college, it's like meeting new people every day. You get to learn something new about somebody, you know. But I just think just networking and having those type of relationships with people is cool.
Yeah.
You know, get verses and beats, you know. Like, it's better when you, like, establish some type of relationship with these people. And it makes the recording process better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, do you ever have like someone in mind when you're producing, or are you typically just kind of doing your thing, something that's just like an idea in your head? Like, I'm curious because, I mean, you have records from like we've talked about the certain artists already, but even from like, how do you approach pop records versus maybe working on a hip hop record from like Ariana Grande to Meek Mill?
Ooh, so well, it's not funny, but the crazy thing is a lot of these beats I be sending to like rappers. And then they don't use them. They go to other stuff. I send them for like 10. Ariana Grande I originally sent to, I forgot who, but these don't really be like R&B beats, but they end up turning into them, which is cool, for real to me.
Yeah.
Like Partition, I originally sent that to Wiz Khalifa first.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Wiz is cool too.
Yeah.
Really cool guy.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to use it. And then it ended up with Beyonce. Like, Let It Burn. I initially sent.
Here you go.
It's like, I went to college, but I'll be having a hard time.
Getting it out.
Getting it out. But I sent it to Meek first.
Okay.
But then Jasmine ended up using it. So it's like...
How do you decide, though? I mean, well, I guess the artist decides, but also, like, if you have two artists doing a record... Or you that you sent the beat to, like, do you make the decision, like, okay, actually, I'm gonna give this to so and so?
It's lately I've been doing that, and it's been like working. I've been like focusing on their sound, and then I'll make a beat like that, and it'll work. It's been working like that lately. I would just focus on this person versus just make a whole bunch of beats and just send them out. Yeah, I'm starting to pay attention to the sound of these people and sending them. But I really don't have like a set like, okay, cool. This is for this person because this person cannot like it, and then I could give it to this person and then make it something. So I really don't have like a set.
Who's somebody you want to work with that you haven't been able to work with yet? Especially being in Atlanta, you know, it's a ton of artists here.
I want to work hands-on with Pharrell, and I want to work with Rick Rubin. It's really cool. I like his beats.
Mm-hmm.
I want to work hands-on with Kanye. And I want to, I don't know, I want to work with everybody. I really can't like just
Name people.
name people.
But those people, I'm assuming you were inspired by maybe, or
Yeah.
that would influence why you want to work with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dope. So what's next for Key Wane? What you got up your sleeve that you can talk about?
Well, working on just my new music.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever want to be an artist yourself?
At times I think about it.
Oh, you still think about it?
Yeah.
What, rapping, singing?
I don't know.
Can you sing?
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. But I think I could write a good song. So I think only thing I want to do is just work on my new music, try to figure out better ways to make beats. I don't know, just hopefully every year is better than the year that was right before it.
Yeah.
I can't really just like pinpoint what I want to do. Just hope that every year is just like progressively better than the previous year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any personal goals for yourself?
Like
I'm curious as to, you were getting 2 and 3 hours of sleep as a student producer. Now, as a full-time producer, you wake up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. to go put something down. So I'm curious as to, like, do you do things outside of the music space? What do you enjoy?
I like going to the movies.
Oh, yeah,
I love movies. I like going, like, to rooftops and just, like, think.
Yeah, you seem like you think a lot. You haven't really been... You haven't really been like...
And it's not bad thoughts. It's just like I think so much, like a lot throughout the day.
What you be thinking about?
Like, oh man, I got to go home and put those clothes in the washer and the dryer. Damn.
That's what you're thinking about right now.
I already did that before I came.
Okay.
Sorry for being late.
No, it's cool.
But no, I just be thinking about a lot of shit. And I don't know.
So rooftops, movies, music.
And food.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, you got really excited when I mentioned Coney Island. So.
Yeah. Y'all got some really good food out here, too.
Appreciate it.
What's the spot that... I haven't had a Papa Do's until I came here.
Oh, yeah, Papa Do's. I'm going to, off the record, tell you some more Atlanta spots. So I got you. I'm going to get you hooked up and ready to go here in Atlanta.
Thank you.
And once again, welcome. I'm excited for whatever else you continue to create, some things that I can continue to listen to on repeat. And I'm just blessed to have talked to you and sat down with you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. And just let them know where they can find you on social media. Keep up. Or you can look at that camera.
Twitter, it's KEY_WANE. And Instagram, it's just KEYWANE.
It was WANE. I definitely spelled it wrong. I'm sorry, guys. All right, well,
it's the most common misspelled name of all time.
I'm sure. I'm so sure. Thank you again, Key Wane, for sitting down with me. As always, you guys can find this podcast at IDM Podcast on social media, as well as myself at Sammy Approved. Thank you. Sonically superior.